Uncle Everett told us this. Sam's brother Everett, Harlan's brother Everett, Went's brother Everett. So he told this story, and then I heard the same story from Don, Bob Porter's son. And I got both versions of it here. Everett, he says, Levi Porter would tell old hairy tales. One time he went a-courting. So this is when Levi, they were back in Virginia, he's a teenager. They used to make an old flannel shirt, homemade stuff they made it out of. He didn't have nary a one. He went to courting, and he put on granddad's. So he put, in other words, Andrew Porter had the flannel shirt, but anyway, it was some kind of long flannel nightgown type thing. And he says he stayed all night. He went a-courting. He stayed all night in the girlfriend's loft upstairs in their house. Said they just had boards laying up there for the floor upstairs. Said his girlfriend and her mother was in the kitchen getting breakfast. He heard them down there and he thought he would get up. So he slipped down there to get his britches, and just before he got them, he got on the end of some boards and they reared up and he fell right down. So they used to have like a hog trough dug out for soap. And they would make homemade soap and have it poured in it. And he said he fell through right down in the kitchen, and that old shirt tail, they said, hung on a big nail or peg or something or other. And a time or two, he was swinging around. It just stripped him naked. All but just his arms is all. And then it tore loose. Something did, and he fell right into that soap trough. I said, did it pull all of his clothes off when he hung on the nail? And Everett said, yeah, that was all he had on, I guess. He never did find his britches. Said he jumped up, he took to running, and 2 big hound dogs took after him, and he run through an old briar field and said them briars were scratching and that soap was getting in. And you talk about hurting. Oh, he could sit and tell one big lie right after another just to get people to laugh. Now, here's Don's version. This is Bob's son, Levi's grandson. He said he went to see his girlfriend, I reckon is the way I understood it. Back then they had a big long tow suit, like a big gown or something, and they slept upstairs right over the breakfast table. They said instead of having the boards nailed down, they just had them laying loose, and they hollered for breakfast. He got up the next morning. He was walking around, those boards gave away, and he fell right down through the floor, right onto the breakfast table. His foot went right in the gravy bowl. So a little slightly different story there. He got ashamed not having no clothes on, you know, and he started out. He opened the door and the dogs got after him. They were barking. He was running through the briar patches and everything. Yeah, that was actually the truth. I've heard Dad tell me about that. You got any Levi stories?
No, I don't know nothing.
Yes, you do.
I don't know no Levi stories.